In the Fifth Blight, the Wardens sought help from the influential Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. They arrived in Redcliffe to find the town under siege. The Wardens reached Arl Eamon's castle only to find the Arl lying at the edge of death. To save his father's life, Eamon's young son, Connor, had made a deal with a demon and quickly fallen victim to its possession. The demon agreed only to save Eamon's life, not restore him to health. Arl Eamon needed a miracle to recover. Alistair, the hero of Ferelden, located an urn containing the sacred ashes of Andraste, which were said to cure any ailment. With a pinch of the ashes, the hero restored the Arl to health. With the hero's help, the people of Redcliffe stood fast, freeing Connor from possession and breaking the demon's hold over Redcliffe. Eamon swore his political and military support. But valor turned to despair as the hero became snared in the Circle's dangerous politics. Led by Grand Enchanter Fiona, the mages voted for independence. The Circle of Magi would govern itself, without the Chantry and especially without the Templars. 2 circles were destroyed, before the rest fled into the wilderness. The mages were offered safe haven in Ferelden, Redcliffe.
Who's what now?
The Blades of Hessarian.
Blades and their challenges. Biggest sword wins.
Many people were killed.
And you let them live. Why?
It's hard making a living these days. They're resilient.
Culty shits.
It's never too late to become more than what you are. Some of us take much longer to find our place.
Now we find allies to help us close the breach.
Then I'll punch him. To make sure he gets it.
If that is even possible.
I was just about to do that myself.
Watch out!
A dragon!
It can't be. Can it?
Make us, Sarah.
Wow, we can watch, yeah?
Sarah, don't. Please.
Everyone look over here.
No.
Sarah, no more.
Stay out of it.
How are you not dead?
It's funny.
Sarah, come. I'm not saying it again, Sarah.
Don't have to.
Surely you're not
What?
following a dragon.
Can't fly, you daft tit. Right. Bring on the baddies.
They say your family almost drove the dragons to extinction, Lady Seeker.
Yes. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting.
A shame. Majestic beasts.
Majestic. Say that after you see a pile of dragon shit bigger than your house.
Ew.
The bandits camped in the fort.
Stand aside!
Someone's come with a challenge.
It's what I do.
Now I say again, stand aside!
The others failed.
I am in command, and I am telling you to stand aside!
Whoa.
I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
Dragons?
Not naked.
You're ridiculous.
Well, that's no fun. It's them or you. And if it's you, be damn sure to take the bastards with you.
Stinks of dog.
Trained to follow orders.
Stupid dogs.
So you would challenge the Blades of Hessarian?
There's been enough violence. Stand down.
Do you think I'll step aside for you?
Yes, because she's her.
The Herald of Andraste.
Andraste.
I am a seeker in service of the divine. I am a warrior of truth.
I earned my place here.
Beardy people are supposed to be jolly.
You killed soldiers of the Inquisition. We cannot let this stand.
You want justice? Claim it. Straight to business.
had Kunari in Kirkwall.
Yeah.
A whole boatload of them.
And look at you. All not dead. Nice.
Am I to understand, Varric, that you knew the apostate who destroyed Kirkwall's chantry?
Unfortunately, yes.
What could he possibly have hoped to accomplish with such madness?
Your circle was a tightly clamped lid on a boiling pot. Then everyone feigned surprise when it finally burst.
Kirkwall was lamentable, but it was the blithe misuse of power that led to the first blight. If only there were individuals dedicated to finding and eliminating such criminals.
Until black and white distinctions perverted their simple minds.
I met Cullen back in Kirkwall. He's the only sane Templar to come out of there.
Still have those apostates to deal with, though.
Well, the malcontents pledged themselves to Tevinter and joined a cult.
Does Tevinter really need cults?
They have torn open time itself. So no, I doubt they truly need a cult as well.
Judging by the rifts here, I think Dorian was telling us the truth. Weird as that is.
Vince are all crazy. If it's not cults, it's demons or musical theater or something.
Aren't they weird enough?
Since they've outmaneuvered us so far, it might be wise to take the Venatori seriously.
I'd bet you 10 royals whatever the Templars are doing is just as weird. You know, not every dwarf likes caves.
Hey, Varric, are you gonna write me into one of your stories?
How could I not?
Make sure you describe the musculature right. You want to use words like rippling or ripped.
The Iron Bull's belly was prone to rippling after every meal. He rarely wore shirts as they ripped under the strain.
That is rather far off.
That hurts, Varric.
Now, don't get touchy.
That's hurtful.
So are humans. But we continue to interact with them.
Can't you mess up the realism of something else?
When we must.
And what role do I play in this thriller of yours?
Actually, you're the villain.
Perfect.
This must be one of the supply caches Recruit Whittle wished us to find.
I have the eyes of a storyteller.
It's comforting that whatever qualities I lack, you'll invent for me, Varric.
It's a gift. Shit. No. Shit. Did someone find more of it in the deep roads? Red lyrium. Whoever this dwarf was, he was in over his head.
You're not as flashy as most mages, Solus.
I discovered most magic on my own, or learned it from my journeys in the Fade.
The Tevinter mages I fought in Saharan tried to scare us with what they could do.
I am a very careful apostate.
Adorable.
Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting to find so many Vins here.
I doubt they expected to find Kunari.
There's the dogs.
Leave it be.
It's done.
Whatever. So long as the rest agree to play nice, right?
My thoughts exactly.
Hessarian. As in Archon Hessarian. Didn't think Southerners cared for that part of Andraste's story. Why do these people always keep journals? The Herald of Andraste. I'll be in touch. I haven't kept a journal since I was a little boy.
Elven forces.
The mighty standing army of that land they don't have.
You can't trust them.
Maybe you don't want to say that so loud around the Inquisition.
This is different. The Maker did this.
Right.
Careful.
Yeah. Of course.
You were hesitant about me.
Nothing of note, Your Worship.
I've not heard of the Blades of Hessarian.
Our work is often misunderstood. But we serve Andraste, and whoever proves worthy of wielding us.
You and your blades are loyal to the Inquisition?
We're loyal to you. I suppose that's the same thing, Your Worship.
So there's no ill will over what happened with your former boss?
The man was a bastard. You're not the first to stand up to him. You're just the first to win, and we're happy with that. Besides, I would rather swear my life to the Herald of Andraste.
Who are you calling Elfie, Jack Cole?
Elves, you twit.
It's fine, Sarah.
I should go.
You know where to find us.
Right, well, everyone knows an arse or two.
Elf root. Do elves just call it root?
Well, hello, third arse.
Rebel mages really screwed this place up good, huh?
There's too many refugees out here. Mages and Templars and innocent people caught in the middle.
Hopefully the Inquisition can take care of these people.
It is good to see the Inquisition helping the refugees. It seems no one else will.
Commander.
You've done amazing work out here.
Anyone who'd come after these refugees needs a good killing.
Thanks to you, these refugees are safe, with warm clothes and food in their bellies. The Inquisition might be able to make use of them.
It's disappointing, but perhaps some battles should be left to those more suited.
If you had a mind to.
It's nothing personal, dear. I am demonstrably better than most.
We could ask the best and brightest to join the Inquisition.
Oh, yes.
They would serve well. Just as easy to put them to work, or look at the whole thing as an act of charity.
Anybody who joined up now would be loyal for life.
If we spread word of the Inquisition offering help freely, we would win the loyalty of every peasant in Ferelden.
We need gold more than a few more scouts or the dubious goodwill of the peasants.
Nope, not going there. These people have been through a lot. They could use a little charity.
Whatever could I find objectionable? That's fine too, dear.
As you wish. I know they'll be grateful for everything you've done. I'm sure they'll be pleased to return the help we gave them. I'll go now and set things up with the refugees. But thank you again. These people are alive because of you. None of us will forget that.
That Dalish elf who joined us is...
I knew it.
What is it this time?
The boy has wonderful taste.
Truly? No, that would be inappropriate.
Ferelden taste is so... simple.
I didn't mean...
Just look pretty.
Never mind. The people won't accept a mage.
We shall see.
Oh! I can't accept this.
What is this?
That was... Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
We can't waste time fighting among ourselves. We have to come to an agreement.
A Tevinter Magister controls Redcliffe, invites us to the castle to talk, and some of us want to do nothing.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name.
Isn't that kind of him? What does Alexius say about me?
He's so complimentary that we are certain he wants to kill you.
It's an obvious trap.
So, we've heard from Magister Alexius. I expected as much.
And yet some of us want to sit and do nothing.
Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults.
The Magister's son, Felix, told me Alexius is in a cult that's obsessed with me. I doubt they'll graciously receive our apologies and go about their business.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
If you go in there, you'll die, and we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught.
Where is the Arl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Other than the main gate, there's got to be another way into the castle. A sewer? A watercourse? Something.
There's nothing I know of that would work.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family.
Too risky.
It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
Fine. We go get the Templars and they help us deal with Alexius.
Even if we succeed at recruiting the Templars, it will be too late to stop Alexius. That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
While they're focused on Llewellyn, We break the Magister's defenses. It could work, but it's a huge risk.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Hello? Pleased to meet you. Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
What happens if Dorian doesn't agree?
The Templars look none too friendly themselves. By all means, let's all discuss this together.
Spoke with Commander Cullum. I apologize for what I said earlier.
You're doing good work, boss.
You're worried about the rifts. I understand that.
At least we've got Inquisition troops down at Redcliffe now, giving those people some real... The soldiers are more useful against the bandits who are preying on the refugees.
Warden Blackbourne.
Maker, look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard.
A few of them worship me and think I'm destined for greatness.
Suppose being called Andraste's Herald must go to your head. Do people normally fall out of the sky where you come from?
It's right there. We could take a trip if you're that curious.
I'm gonna have to decline. At least until I learn more about it. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
That's not surprising. Humans are everywhere. It's expected.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything.
Do you object to my kind?
Of course not. Didn't mean to offend.
I survived. Nothing to crow about.
Nothing to crow about.
Being upfront is better than knife fear.
I don't think I've ever met someone quite so proud of who they are. It's... refreshing. It's what you do and how you do it that's important.
I don't disagree.
Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
It's been a whirlwind. It's hard to say where I fit.
I guess we'll have to figure that out.
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers. What happened at Redcliffe? Have you ever seen its like, Solus?
The distortion of time.
That was not like the other rifts.
I have seen magic accomplish many things, but no, that is new.
Mages and Templars. Looks like the mages are enjoying themselves. At least the food's gonna be good.
If you ever go to Redcliffe's Tavern...
Just for an hour or two.
Don't eat the cheese.
Why?
Just don't.
Yeah.
No man needs statues so great as those whose remnants lie toppled in these hills.
Oh, isn't it important how grand we were?
I remember the first time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned our leman. The ashes of Andraste herself brought the Arl back from his enchanted slumber.
So you spend a lot of time around dead people? Corpses?
Magic grows wild in the hills of Redcliffe. Be wary of them.
More hills. Hills and not much else. Demons, I suppose.
They say a desire demon took the mind of our young Lord Connor. The hero of Ferelden drove the demon away to save him. Maker be praised.
Demons and rubbish. This part of Ferelden did all right. Not too blighted, right?
The Grey Warden Alistair grew up at Redcliffe. He used to play in the fields outside this very village.
I don't
The boy,
care.
who once begged me to make him toy soldiers, helped stop the blight and saved us all.
What made the mages come here of all places?
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it?
Yes, during the Blight.
Do you know the details?
Political thriller, some backstabbing, power grabbing, maybe a murder or two.
And those stories about all that magic at the Conclave. It's destroyed, completely gone. I think we should go.
She's taking off! Good on you for going practical.
I talked to one of the rebel mages.
What about us?
You don't even want me to say it, do you?
Nah, I can see you don't want to talk about it. Bet you look good doing it, though.
Me?
This isn't going to go away if we don't talk about it.
Let it out.
I'm a mage.
Oh.
I have to learn how to defend myself against demons attacking me in my dreams.
I see.
Now, isn't this better? Getting the burden of that lie off your chest.
I'm not going to leave for Denerim without you.
She
Well
said
then,
it sounded
go
like...
wild, you two.
I love you too.
Gotta remember to keep flexing. Impress the locals.
I saw the leader of the bull's chargers, that iron bull. No shoulders.
You can't go making cow eyes at one of those oxmen. You're mad.
Maybe, but I'm not dead.
You're from the Inquisition. I didn't think you'd still be here. Were you really looking to ally with us?
I offered your leaders a way to end it peacefully.
There has to be a way, right? We're not what they think, all blood mages and abominations. We just want to be normal.
You don't approve of the Grand Enchanter's decision?
I was there when we voted to leave the Circle. She really seemed to care what we wanted. She was ready to rebel, but she wasn't going to unless it was the will of all mages. It's hard to believe she'd go behind our backs and sell us to the Magisters.
You must be disappointed, apostate. Your rebels have not found the freedom they hoped for.
My rebels? Am I an agent for their cause?
If the Circle is such a failure, what would be your solution?
How long has Magister Alexius been here?
A day or two after. After the Conclave, he arrived. Come to save us from the wrath of the Templars, they said. But this doesn't feel like safety.
I want this war to end without sending you back to the Circle.
I hope you can do something. Tying ourselves to Tevinter? That can't be the right way to end this.
This rebellion is doomed.
There was no other way. Do you think any of us wanted this? On the run, everyone hating us. What choice did we have? Stay and be slaves?
Sometimes to achieve the world one desires, one must take regrettable measures.
Everyone blames us. The Templars left the Chantry too. That's worse, isn't it? They took an oath. Yet everyone calls it the Mage Rebellion. We're the ones they hate.
There are better ways than war to effect change.
We just want to be normal. Have families. Use our magic to...
Vivienne.
To help grow crops or something. We never wanted war.
You seem young to be part of this.
I'm Lysas. I came into my magic when I was 9 years old. Templars came into the alienage and took me to the Circle. They didn't even let me say goodbye. It's not right. I studied hard. I passed my harrowing. I sing the chant. But I'll be locked up for the rest of my life.
Take care of yourself. There's something strange going on.
Take care.
Liliana recruited Josephine. They're friends.
It makes sense that Liliana did the recruiting when the Inquisition started.
Only the Maker knows everything about everyone, but it doesn't hurt if people believe it of Liliana.
I found her...
Where?
You wouldn't know her by any chance.
No. What about you?
My editor. Best in the business, she once killed a man over a semicolon.
Is that a true fact, or another fabrication?
She was a bard. If she quits the Chantry, she could make a killing for the Carta. She's good at what she does. So you're not a mage, and presumably not a Templar.
What do you want?
So, you're a mage.
Fine. Go.
I'm just trying to be friendly.
Try to be quiet instead.
I am Sister Tanner, a lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it.
Let's see. Impersonating a sister? What? Smuggling. Dishonoring Chantry robes?
Shit.
I can think of more if you like.
She'd fit in perfectly with the Merchants Guild.
You can't prove anything.
I spy with my little eye.
Sister Liliana. She is our spy master.
It is very busy work. Especially in these times, but nobody is going to care.
Insofar as our rank means anything outside the Chantry.
At this point, I think her secrets have secrets. She's starting to twitch.
So, what do you intend to do?
Being more flexible than the Chantry is not a difficult goal.
What kind of cut are they giving you? Have you got protection? I see a suspicious lack of guards.
Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
It looks to me like you've been cut loose. Maybe you should look for a new employer.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers.
You could put your skills to use for the Inquisition.
And you'd keep quiet? Nobody else has to know?
That will depend on how honest your efforts are on our behalf.
All right. I'm in.
You're welcome.
So long as you serve, I would not see you injured.
Nightingale's eyes, secret lies in their world.
Well, this area's low on dancing girls. Sadly. Lot of little villages like this, trying to keep going with demons everywhere.
Nightingale's eyes.
Oh, look at that. That's hot. Leave something to the imagination, too.
With hurrying minutes, those who could not find the truth.
Iron Bull. You have to keep the name simple so the nobles get it.
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what circle tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
What's the matter? Not a fan of the Alliance?
Don't tell me you bought the Chantry's lies about how evil Trevinter is.
Well, yes. Just serving the queue.
It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
My people and the Vince. You were lucky to go a day without blood.
We don't need your kind here.
Hey,
your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Oh, you've heard of us?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us.
Well, after seeing what they did with blood magic, a nice strong circle looks pretty good.
What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars.
Some crazy Vint asshole, huh? The Fade Rift messed up time. This is why my people get pissy about magic.
In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
He's a Vint. They can't sneeze without stabbing each other in the back.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Sure. Usually when I'm being paid for it. I'll flex a little for you. Make it easier.
Go back to your Templars.
Oh, is that not where we're going?
Forget it.
Fine, fine.
We don't need you.
Touchy. Is that civilian secretly working for the Vince? Or is she just scared because she's caught between us and them? Really damn pretty, though.
Quick tour, shits and tits, and we're done.
The Templars were called back to Val Royeaux, but some of them have ignored the order.
Why are you worried? We're not mages.
Do you truly think that matters to them? The Templars are attacking anyone they think might be aiding the rebel mages. If not for the Inquisition, it would have been even worse.
If there's anything to do, the rebels will handle it. They've done their best to keep us safe so far.
The apostates are attacking people. Shouldn't someone do something?
Fiona promised that we would all be safe.
Fiona and the rebels will protect us. There's nothing to worry about.
Hopefully something nice for my trouble.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. May I help you?
Perhaps. It is difficult to say. You seem troubled.
My apologies. Can I help you?
Bandits, demons, mages, and Templars. The refugees are in dire need of help.
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds.
The mages and the Templars chose a poor location for working out their differences.
It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more.
The Templar Order was once the Chantry's army. but it abandoned them to hunt mages.
These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives.
Yes.
But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself.
We have both seen terrible things. The healer has the bloodiest hands. We have watched death and destruction render that which we love unrecognizable. It is calming to see something familiar in another.
These villagers only tolerate me because Templars killed their human healer. I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
I see so much of this world in dreams. Humans, my own people, even Qunari. Dwarves alone were lost to me.
Then you don't know humans like I do. Perhaps they fear the Inquisition and have shown you respect.
That does sound like most humans I know.
I have no such protection.
When you put it like that, I must concede your point.
I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Once, in the Fade, I saw the memory of a man who lived alone on an island. Most of his tribe had fallen to beasts or disease. His wife had died in childbirth. He was the only one left. He could have struck out on his own, to find a new land, new people. But he stayed. He spent every day catching fish in a little boat. Every night drinking fermented fruit juice and watching the stars. How can you be happy surrendering, knowing it'll all end with you? Save yourself and all the villagers will remember is that you hid, even though they did the same.
I'm certain I can save more lives.
If you help the refugees, they may not love you, but they will hold their tongues before calling you knife ear.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
I will remember this, when it is over.
Thank you.
You think they're right? Alexius is setting a trap for us.
Our dear Lord Dorian is very sure of himself, isn't he?
Can we trust Dorian and Felix?
Family name is everything in Tevinter.
You think mages will be better off if people know they can change the future?
Until a rogue apostate destroyed Kirkwall's chantry and started a fight most mages did not want.
Right. So, trouble with you and...
I don't know what to make of Solus.
The mage conflict has been hard on the people here.
Free of the constraints of the Circle, no oversight to guide themselves. Ah, but then they behaved rather atrociously. What a pity.
Do you have no sympathy for the Mage Rebellion?
No, dear. Mages in Orlais do not fight without permission, my dear. Some are better at gaining permission than others. We both believe magic must be limited safely.
I understand that mages are dangerous, but must it be more complicated than treating people the way you'd like to be treated?
Well, dear, I hope you can take care of yourself, should we encounter anything outside your experience.
Look, I wasn't trying to imply that you...
Just keep hitting things, my dear. Don't worry your little head about the rest.
What's that supposed to mean?
My dear Blackwall, there's nothing you can do to make your order relevant to our present situation. Grey Wardens, vigilance against the Blight. Yes, they certainly are heroes, and not at all a wasteful relic of a bygone age.
Say that again when a Blight's at your door.
Do you think the apostates are responsible for the things we saw? The walking corpses?
What they must be.
You enjoy seeing yourself as a villain?
How can I help you?
If I might be so bold, is this the company you would present the Inquisition?
The Inquisition? Thank the Maker you came.
Madame Vivienne, official mage to the Imperial Court.
Hanley Dervain of the Cumberland Circle of Magi. And I am so honored to meet you.
I wish we had more proper chevaliers in the Inquisition and fewer low-life thugs.
You can get us out of this bargain, can't you? Before we're all shipped off to the Imperium like cattle.
And when they became possessed, or used their power to harm? Would you have your fellow mages live among the people, unguarded, unwatched?
On Draste's ashes, never. I followed my first enchanter's lead, as I always have. She brought us here.
Those of us outside of the circles could not be compelled to revolt.
The circles voted. Rebellion won out. What was I to do? Launch a counter-rebellion on my own? I never supported this rebellion. I'm a loyal Andrastian, and I deplore the chaos this war has wrought. The Templars rebelling, the murder of the Most Holy. I can scarce live with the guilt.
As did your Tevinter forebears.
They don't even sing the right chant. And they sacrifice children, don't they? I don't know how the Grand Enchanter could think of accepting their offer.
An overly lenient circle is a comparable threat, or recreating its opposite. Imprisonment is largely a matter of who holds the keys.
Tell me you're here to reinstate the circles and end this madness.
Darling, my interests lie in the circle and the court. We shouldn't keep the Magister waiting, my dear.
They're all at the castle, plotting, no doubt.
Indeed. It would be a shame if his involvement in certain activities was revealed, his position at court weakened. It's ever so demeaning.
It's been an honor.
We must speak with Fiona at once.
I haven't seen anyone from Tevinter in the village.
You should talk to the Magister. You're the rightful heir to Redcliffe. In Tevinter, they would never take that away just because you're a mage.
After what I did, I'm not even sure I should be here.
It's not your fault. It could have happened to any of us.
That doesn't help. That's why people hate us. But just stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
Hello? I greet you on behalf of the Inquisition. Are you Connor?
You've heard the story, I guess.
You were behind the siege of Redcliffe 10 years ago.
That's me. The boy with Redcliffe's blood on his hands.
If I were you, I wouldn't have set foot in Redcliffe again unless I was dragged in chains.
I had nowhere else to go. When we closed the circles, every city shut its doors to us.
Everything about that Magister practically screamed, "I'm setting a trap."
A Magister trap? Wait,
I don't think
it's
the people
him!
here wanted me or anyone like me in this town ever again.
Yeah. Eamon's son, Connor.
Why isn't Al Eamon in power anymore?
After the Landsmeet, he stayed in Denerim. I couldn't be his heir, not after what happened.
No,
So
wait,
eventually he
yes.
passed the title to
Funny boy in Denerim started fires with his eyes.
Look, Buttercup, it's hard to start a new story before you set down the old one.
No, wait.
The hero of Ferelden thought it was mercy. The only reason I'm still going. Someone thought I was worth saving. I hate it. Sometimes when I dream, I remember what happened. I see the death and destruction, and it's me. It's all me.
It wasn't you who did those things.
Wasn't it?
Weren't you possessed?
I let the demon in.
How did you end up in the Mage Rebellion?
That Magister threw my uncle out into the street. He signed us into servitude. This is my home. Redcliffe, Ferelden. No matter what evils I've done, I would never have invited Tevinter here. It's wrong what they do in Tevinter.
I need to be going.
Selling out to the Imperium won't win us any friends. We have to find a way to make peace. We are monsters. We need to be controlled. If it wasn't for me, every family in this village wouldn't be missing a son, a daughter, a spouse. Please, talk some sense into the Grand Enchanter.
Walking into a trap. This brings back some memories.
His son and his protege turned against him to warn us.
That's what they do, yeah?
Tevinter style.
Their willingness to betray raises the question of whether they will betray us.
Tevinter must be rubbish.
This whole business is distasteful. Perhaps we are better off pursuing the Templars instead.
I'd be careful of that, Cassandra. You don't want the Inquisition to gain a reputation for abandoning causes halfway.
The apostates are out of control. But if you're ready, I'm ready.
I suggest you keep your eyes open. Dangerous schemes are being hatched here. Our true enemy is not yet clear.
Just keep Alexius talking until our agents have finished their dirty work.
Announce us.
The Magister's invitation was for Mistress Llewellyn and no one else.
They have to accompany me. You wouldn't deprive me of my attachés, would you?
You lot wait here.
If my friends can't enter, then I won't go in either. Where I go, they go.
I see the Ferelden monarchy is as quick to act as ever.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
The Inquisition has many backers among the Orlesian nobility.
I've yet to see your cleverness, I'm afraid.
I'm sure we can find suitable compensation.
I'm not sure what the Orlesian nobility have to offer that I don't already possess.
Just what might that be? Monstrous things, or you wouldn't be here, would you?
My friend, it's so good to see you again.
Aren't you rather wealthy to be dirtying your hands like this?
And your associates, of course.
Don't bother.
I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Was he being sarcastic? Perhaps you should tell him to try harder.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
This from a man who hails from a nation where mages kill each other for sport.
Of course she trusts you, Alexius. I'm sure lots of people put their lives in your hands. You have one of those faces.
And an enormous mouth.
Yes, the Magisterium tells me that so often. Shall we begin our talks?
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
Enough pleasantries. Shall we begin?
It's refreshing to meet someone so goal-oriented.
You wanted me here. Why?
Where shall I start, my dear? The blood magic? Human sacrifice? Demon summoning?
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Provided they fulfill their purpose.
Nothing at all. I'm just going to take the mages and leave.
And how do you imagine you'll accomplish such a feat?
I know that you invited me here to kill me.
If you believe that, I marvel that you chose to come anyway.
I'd much rather discuss your time magic.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you mean.
Interesting. My reports indicated temporal distortions near these rifts.
She knows everything, Father.
Actually, I hoped you could tell me about these Venatoria I'm hearing so much about.
Now, where could you have heard that name?
I told her.
Felix, what have you done?
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
Do you think you can turn my son against me? Do you know what you are?
If you know so much, enlighten me. Tell me what this mark on my hand is for.
So speaks the thief. You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control.
I do. Posturing is expected.
Why bother asking? You can trust nothing he says. First, we deal with the breach. Then we learn the truth.
It belongs to your betters. You wouldn't even begin to understand its purpose.
What do you know about the Divine's death?
It was the Elder One's moment, and you were unworthy even to stand in his presence. You're nothing but a mistake.
If I'm a mistake, what exactly was the breach supposed to accomplish?
It was to be a triumphant moment for the Elder One, for this world.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down.
Yes, former apprentice.
The Elder One has power you would not believe.
What's better than turning back time?
He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes. Soon, he will become a god.
That's who you serve? The one who killed the Divine? Is he a mage?
He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Blah, blah. My cult is better than yours. I've heard it 1,000 times.
Well, you know, it's a chance for the Imperium to really one-up that whole starting the Blight thing.
Hardly.
The word you're looking for is dangerous.
Magic is dangerous. Mages are now dangerously independent.
Too many have suffered since the Mage Rebellion began.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
Sometimes the guilty lie.
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
We made sure to disarm your trap before we came in. I hope you don't mind. Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
No!
And it started out so well.
Here it is again, yet it stings like the first time. Seems it never ends, double nickels on your dime. I thought we were friends, I guess it just depends who you ask. These feelings tend to leave me with a hole in my chest. The hole in my chest. Yeah, the hole in my chest. Now the time has come, I just wish I could erase all the damage done to your name and your keepsakes. Only just begun, it's been fun. We were blind, deaf, and dumb. There's a party in my closet, calling all skeletons. All skeletons. Calling, where did you go? Once the lights went black, look what became of me. I've grown to love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. Now the time has come, I just wish I could erase all the damage done, all this pain, all this heartache. Only just begun, it's been fun. We were fucked up and numb. There's a killer on the corner and he's looking for love. Looking for love. Yeah, he's looking for love. Where did you go? Once the lights went black, look what's become of me. I've grown to love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. And to tell you the truth, I lost my faith in you. Gotta stop sneaking up on me. And these unspoken lies appear at the worst times. Gotta stop sneaking up on me. They're hiding just behind your eyes. Once the lights went black, look what's become of me. I've grown to love your disappearing next to one more pretty please. Where did you go? Once the lights went black, you nearly gave us a heart attack. We thought you might have swam out to sea. You gotta stop sneaking up on me. You gotta stop sneaking up on me.
You're alive.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?